on a book on it, and not catching it at the last minute. But like you said, they have to learn as well as the child has to learn. And the child comes in there with this problem, and they don't have the information on it, how they gonna help them with it. So if you like go on maybe a monthly basis of what area you're in, like in science or language or math multiplication, this month, they have a better time. They don't have to rush to do it when I got a month or at least 2 weeks to try to plan something on a weekly basis. They want 2 days a week they can work with their children.
That's an excellent point. It's in the packet somewhere. I think in my whole list of homework things to find out what they're learning. Okay, you can just ask the teacher. You can write it down. What are you learning this month in math class? What are you learning?
Yeah, but when you just ask them, they tell them, and then they go home and say, yeah, I thought it was on this. Sometimes.
No, not ask your child. Ask the teacher.
Yeah. The teacher, but I'm saying the teacher just telling you when if you could just like say on the paper where the child has to give it to the parent, and that's for the parent to keep.
Right, right.
Then they just have their copy there where they can look at.
Right, right. If you need to recall.
Else you got to do.
Right, right. That would be helpful, yes. Did you want to?
Yeah, your kids, the teacher doesn't give them a packet each week.
I said, I don't have any kids. My
homework
son is
every
grown.
day.
I have grandkids.
Okay, with the grandkids, the teacher.
But see, I'm here as a learner, so I'm type of person who want to help other kids in school.
Yeah, but the teacher should be providing some kind of information as to what the subject matter is.
Because I look at everybody blaming the teacher all the time, but it's the parents, because they don't check up on the kids. The kids can say anything and go out the door.
You got to work with your child and work with the teacher. If you go, say if your child get homework and don't get homework, you don't wait till 3 days later. You go the next day, the next morning if you have time. Or either write the teacher a call and say, well, did my child have homework this week? And most likely they'll tell you they had homework each day.
Yeah, but just like they were saying they didn't have as big an outcome here as they would like. A lot of parents don't want to show up.
Right.
A lot of parents don't want to do a lot of things. But if you can explain to them, my child gets this paper, but they do you get one for your child? Where maybe this girlfriend thinks, oh yeah, we on this subject too. We can do something together.
Right.
You got a paper. Oh yeah, he listed this and that. Because that's not gonna be on their conversation. They're just talking. But the paper at home, where they got a list, they may get their kids together and go to the zoo or something.
Well, the problem is, and you're speaking to it, is that a lot of parents have not had good experience with school, okay, and so they don't even want to come in here, okay, and as a teacher, I didn't have a good experience with school, okay, I couldn't stand school, okay, and the reason is what we talked about today. A lot of parents may have been a different learning style. Teachers saying, sit down, do this, and that wasn't the way they learned. So when now you're asking that parent who may have flunked out of school, okay, may have had bad relationship with their teachers, may have been kicked out of school, may have been suspended, may have had detention. You're asking them.
Might be too young too.
Yeah, they might have been, all kind of factors on the outside, and you're asking them to come on in and talk to your child's teacher now. Now, you're here, so I'm preaching to the choir. You understand the importance of it.
But it could be somebody else in the family that would help them do it for them, like a sister or aunt that they can take it in somewhere. Because I tell people about my experience. I take my grandkids out a lot. My grandson, when he was in the 5th grade, we went to science in New York. He went back home down south and said, oh, we're not having this really science in the 5th grade, but when you get in the 7th grade, they're going to really stress it. And he never came back up here, but when he got in the 7th grade, he was so good in the science, he won the county fair. But they wasn't connected where he could go to the state fair, but he won for the county fair, and he was in the 7th grade, and he won over him, his partner went over high school kids. It's like, I'm always taking them.
Right, yeah. And I think that parents don't take their kids enough places. We live right next to New York. You'd be shocked at how many kids have never been to museums in New York, have never been in New York City. We took kids to New York one time, and they were looking around, look. And I said, you guys ever been out here?
Well,
right over the river.
Because I don't like the city. So
well, you might not like the city. I'm not talking about the. I'm not talking about the city itself, but I mean, there's a lot of things.
There are.
Museums,
but I don't like crossing the
science
street.
centers.
I don't like taking the train. I don't want to drive in. If I don't go with my friend, if she doesn't tell me, it's like I'm not there. I won't say, come on, Zaire, let's go over to the city today.
No, I'm not saying the city.
But I'll do things here.
Right, that's what I mean.
Right.
Just do something, okay? Go to the library. Go to a museum. Go to the Liberty Science Center.
I mean,
go to
but I
those
think
places.
it's sad that my mother, a grown woman that's gonna be 50 years old next year, had never been to the Newark Museum. She just went for the first time last week, I think, when the kids had out for school. She'll be 50, and she was born, well, not born in Newark, but raised majority of her life right here, and never been downtown to the Newark